Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 81 narrated Anas, I will narrate to you hadith, and none other than I will tell you about after it. I heard Allah's Messenger, saying, from among the portents of the hour are the following, -1. Religious knowledge will decrease, by the death of religious learned men. -2. Religious ignorance will prevail. -3. There will be prevalence of open illegal sexual intercourse. -4. Women will increase in number and men will decrease in number so much so that 50 women will be looked after by one man. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 82 narrated Ibn Umar, Allah's Messenger, said, while I was sleeping, I saw that a cup full of milk was brought to me and I drank my fill till I noticed the milk, its wetness coming out of my nails. Then I gave the remaining milk to Umar ibn al-Khattab. The companions of the Prophet asked, what have you interpreted about this dream? O Allah's Messenger, closing parenthesis. He replied, it is religious knowledge. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 83 narrated Abdullah bin Amr bin al-As, Allah's Messenger, stopped for a while near the Jamar at Mina during his last hajj for the people and they were asking him questions. A man came and said, I forgot and got my head shaved before slaughtering the Hadi sacrificing animal. The Prophet said, there is no harm, go and do the slaughtering now. Then another person came and said, I forgot and slaughtered the camel before Rami throwing of the pebbles at the Jamra. The Prophet said, do the Rami now and there is no harm. The narrator added, so on that day, when the Prophet was asked about anything as regards the ceremonies of Hajj performed before or after its due time, his reply was, do it now and there is no harm. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 84 narrated Ibn Abbas, somebody said to the Prophet during his last Hajj, I did the slaughtering before doing the Rami. The Prophet beckoned with his hand and said, there is no harm in that. Then another person said, I got my head shaved before offering the sacrifice. The Prophet beckoned with his hand saying, there is no harm in that. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 85 narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet said, religious knowledge will be taken away by the death of religious scholars. Ignorance in religion and afflictions will appear, and harj will increase. It was asked, what is harj, O Allah's Messenger? He replied by beckoning with his hand indicating killing. Fath al-Bari page 192, volume 1. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 86 narrated Asma, I came to Aisha while she was praying, and said to her, what has happened to the people? She pointed out towards the sky. I looked towards the mosque, and saw the people offering the prayer. Aisha said, Subhanallah. I said to her, is there a sign? She nodded with her head meaning, yes. I, too, then stood for the prayer of eclipse till I became nearly unconscious and later on I poured water on my head. After the prayer, the Prophet praised and glorified Allah and then said, just now at this place I have seen what I have never seen before, including paradise and hell. No doubt it has been inspired to me that you will be put to trials in your graves and these trials will be like the trials of Masih ad-Dajjal or nearly like it. The sub-narrator is not sure which expression Asma used. You will be asked, what do you know about this man, the Prophet, Muhammad? Then the faithful believer or Asma said a similar word will reply, he is Muhammad Allah's Messenger, who had come to us with clear evidences and guidance, and so we accepted his teachings and followed him. And he is Muhammad. And he will repeat it thrice. Then the angels will say to him, sleep in peace as we have come to know that you were a faithful believer. On the other hand, a hypocrite or a doubtful person will reply, I do not know, but I heard the people saying something and so I said it. The same. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 87 narrated Abu Jamra, I was an interpreter between the people and Ibn Abbas. Once Ibn Abbas said that a delegation of the tribe of Abdul K came to the Prophet, who asked them, who are the people, that is you? Or, who are the delegates? They replied, we are from the tribe of Rabia. Then the Prophet said to them, welcome, O people, or said, O delegation of Abdul K. Neither will you have disgrace nor will you regret. They said, we have come to you from a distant place, and there is a tribe of the infidels of Mudar intervening between you and us and we cannot come to you except in the sacred month. So please order us to do something good, religious deeds, and that we may also inform our people whom we have left behind at home, and that we may enter paradise by acting on them. The Prophet ordered them to do 4 things, and forbade them from 4 things. He ordered them to believe in Allah alone, the Honorable, the Majestic, and said to them, "Do you know what is meant by believing in Allah alone?" They replied, "Allah and His Apostle know better." Thereupon the Prophet said, "That means to testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and that Muhammad is His Apostle, to offer prayers perfectly, to pay zakat, to observe fasts during the month of Ramadan, and to pay al-Khumus, 1/5 of the booty to be given in Allah's cause." Then he forbade them 4 things, namely ad-duba, handsome, muzaffal, and nakir or mukayyar. These were the names of pots in which alcoholic drinks used to be prepared. The Prophet further said, "Memorize them, these instructions, and tell them to the people whom you have left behind." Sahieh Eal-Bukhari Hadith narrated Abdullah bin Abi Mulaika, Uqba bin al-Harith said that he had married the daughter of Abi Ihab bin Aziz. Later on a woman came to him and said, "I have suckled, nursed, Uqba and the woman whom he married, his wife, at my breast." Uqba said to her, "Neither I knew that you have suckled, nursed me, nor did you tell me." Then he rode over to see Allah's Messenger, at Medina, and asked him about it. Allah's Messenger said, "How can you keep her as a wife when it has been said that she is your foster sister?" Then Uqba divorced her, and she married another man. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 89 narrated Umar, my Ansari neighbor from Bani Umayyah bin Zayd, who used to live at Awali al-Medina and used to visit the Prophet by turns. He used to go one day and I another day. When I went, I used to bring the news of that day regarding the divine inspiration and other things, and when he went, he used to do the same for me. Once my Ansari friend, in his turn, on returning from the Prophet, knocked violently at my door and asked if I was there. I became horrified and came out to him. He said, "Today a great thing has happened." I then went to Hafsa and saw her weeping. I asked her, "Did Allah's Messenger divorce you all?" She replied, "I do not know." Then I entered upon the Prophet and said while standing, "Have you divorced your wives?" The Prophet replied in the negative. On that I said, "Allahu Akbar, Allah is greater." See Hadith No. 119, Volume 3 for details. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 90 narrated Abu Mazid al-Ansari, once a man said to Allah's Messenger, "O Allah's Messenger, I may not attend the compulsory congregational prayer because so-and-so, the Imam, prolongs the prayer when he leads us for it." The narrator added, "I never saw the Prophet more furious in giving advice than he was on that day." The Prophet said, "O people, some of you make others dislike good deeds, the prayers. So whoever leads the people in prayer should shorten it, because among them there are the sick, the weak, and the needy, having some jobs to do.